Hello everyone, it's Blue, and we're back with our final video of the 3 different dungeon build guides. I'm really excited to bring you this last video, as this is the build that we are most all familiar with, and I hope that I may be able to give a few hints and tips that you may have not known previously. If you're not aware, the standard build revolves around massive bites for our single target damage, as well as buffing our AoE with Blood Talon procs. In the end, resulting not only with great single target damage, but great AoE damage as well. With that said, let's jump into the video. So what is the standard build, and why should we ever run it? The standard build for Feral Druids is the optimum dungeon build because it provides great AoE and single target damage without having to specialize into either one. Unlike the other specialized builds, you can bring this build into any dungeon without having to worry which affix is current for the week and still perform extremely well. The only downside, and honestly my favorite thing about this build, is that it requires a higher skill cap to perform optimally than any other build previously mentioned in my dungeon guide videos. A lot of the confusion and optimization is going to come just from one talent, Blood Talons, and how to use Regrowth with your rotation, as well how to use it to benefit your group. For this build, you're going to want to run Sabertooth, Wild Charge, Balance Affinity, Typhoon, Soul of the Forest, Primal Wrath, and Blood Talons. For this specific run, I ran Blood of the Enemy, as my dungeon team felt that we would have enough single target damage and wanted me to go a little bit more of an AoE trait. For this build, I actually do prefer running Condensed Life Force for weeks that the bosses are buffed, as I feel it synergizes extremely well with the previous mentioned talents. That's because with the chosen talents, your bite for single target fights will be increased by 50% or 55% with the Condensed Life Force buff, and your AoE finisher will be buffed by 30% or 35% if again the Condensed Life Force proc is active. This 5% to our already buffed abilities goes quite a long way. Now for weeks that the mobs are instant buff, I would suggest either going Blood of the Enemy or focusing Iris. In this dungeon, I ran 3 traits of Wild Flesh Rendings, 2 traits of Jungle Fury, and 1 trait of Blood Mist. Now, I did make a pretty big mistake here with my traits selected, as I did have the availability to change out my Blood Mist trait for Gushing Lacerations, which honestly for this build I would say is a necessity, as Gushing Lacerations will actually provide you a pretty big boost in your rip damage, which is generally already your highest damaging ability in your overall dungeon damage. So now that we have made it somewhat further into the guide, you may have noticed me doing something that you won't catch a lot of Feral Druids doing. As Feral Druid, we have the capability of casting Regrowth as part of our rotation. We usually are able to cast a Regrowth once every 5 to 8 seconds, and if you think about the total amount of Regrowths casted throughout the dungeon, you may be wondering why many Feral Druids waste them by casting them only on themselves. One single Regrowth cast can heal about 10% missing health and should be used on the lowest health target in the dungeon. I do this by using a healing add-on. Not only can I just click to instant cast Regrowth, but it also shows me if someone needs to be cured of a poison that Feral Druids can also provide. This is one of the major benefits that Feral can bring to a dungeon group that a lot of us have failed to use, and this is great for providing the extra healing that may be needed to allow your healer to sometimes throw in damaging spells, or to help someone get topped off faster. With this build, you want to prioritize Critical Strike. A good amount of Critical Strike and the use of Gushing Laceration's trait will help you cruise through your AoE rotation, enabling you to cast more finishing moves more often, and is also generally a strong stat, especially if you get a critical hit on your already huge bites. The second stat that should be sought after is Mastery. Mastery is a great stat for this build. It will boost our rip damage, which again is going to be our top damaging ability, but it will also increase the amount of damage that our bites will do. As for your other traits, I would say that haste and versatility are probably on the same tier. I would say that having a good amount of haste will most likely provide you more damage than versatility because it does help your rips tick faster, but versatility should never be overlooked as overall damage increase and more survivability are always nice in any dungeon environment. As for your rotation, either for single target or for mob pulls, you should always try to regrowth your tank, then stealth prior to any type of pull. Now, if you're engaging in a mob pull, you should exit stealth with a rake, stunning a priority target, or one that would benefit most by being stunned for a short period of time. You should then cast Thrash, swipe to fill combo points, and Primal Wrath. Usually on the very start of your pull, you will not have an instant regrowth available. In that case, just cast your Primal Wrath without the regrowth buff. Now, regrowth will buff the next two abilities. Both of these two abilities should be Primal Wrath and Swipe. Now, the only real dot to worry about in AoE situations is keeping up your Thrash on all mobs to ensure that our swipe damage will be increased to them. But other than that, Thrash should not be cast, as it does absolutely zero damage. Now, Tiger's Fury should be cast whenever available, or even during stealth prior to initiating on the mobs. Now, prior to engaging on a boss, you should cast Regrowth, then Tiger's Fury. Initiate with the Rake, then immediately after, cast Rip. Once the Rip is applied, we thrash and we race through our rotation using Shred to fill combo points. If available, we condense Life Force and then we bite. Also, it will only be available 20 to 40% of the time when initiating a boss this way, but if you have an instant regrowth available, you should also use that right before your first bite. After we bite, we should just maintain our Rake and Thrash bleeds and use Shred to fill combo points when our bleeds don't need to be refreshed. The two abilities that should be buffed by regrowth are Bite and Rake. Now, if Rake doesn't need to be refreshed, then the two abilities would be Bite and Shred. Tiger's Fury, again, should just be cast whenever it is off cooldown. As always, thank you all for your continued support and feedback with the videos. If you'd like, please leave a like on the video, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. If you're interested in seeing other Feral Druid videos, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. But that's it, you guys. I'll see you next video. Take it easy. Peace.
Not cost. We must the boss.
Yeah, we can must pass.
I need a pad. 100k ink boys.
I was running back. That could be.
It still does a lot of damage. I use it in single player too.
If I'm not gonna actually use it, we'll go more left so we get a few more of these mobs.
Shit, you guys got a real.
Beware.
Let me know when you're ready for that mob behind us, or behind the building.
I'll say after this, after Star's down.
And I'll misdirect it as soon as Star's dead.
I don't have a stun.
I got it.
Oh.
Alright, I'm distracting.
I have another stun anyways.
Alright, I got the kick on the assassin.
Beware.
I'll focus on circle. Do we have a stun for
I do.
I'll
yeah.
trap Star if I need to.
Dude, we're fucking set.
Beware.
I trapped it.
only a quarter in? We'll see how it goes.
This is the hard part though. Especially since we're skipping all the other trash.
More trash or go?
Whatever we don't get, we can make up with it.
Yeah, we can make up a little bit too before that last death run if we need to. We can get that pat too.
I think we're like, be right where we need to be for percent.
Yeah, I think we might actually be a little bit over. I don't know, I haven't done Mythic Plus in like 4 or 5 weeks, so.
I think we are a little.
Because we're already up to like 70.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
No,
the idea is to
no,
hit
I think
100%
it's actually
before second boss.
Yeah, I think it's actually perfect.
Yeah, if need be. Heals, can you take care of that enchanted? I normally would, but I have beam up for the mobs.
I'll throw a cleave at it.
Yeah, just hit it with the. Oh, who's in there?
Beware.
I got it.
I'm so glad that BM Hunter went back to the rotation that we had in fucking
Ah,
Dungeon.
shit.
That's not.
Systems engaged. Commence pummeling.
Beware.
Increased.
Alright, let's see, where's those bombs?
Beware.
Damaging this unit. Violate
Or get after the shotgun. Moving boss.
Beware.
Increased.
Moving boss.
Beware.
Damaging this unit. Violate the
Beware.
increased.
Bitch. Boss.
Fucking OP. One of my I-beam things just hit for 64k.
Beware.
Claw near group.
Beware.
Where you at? Think on you.
Damaging this unit. Violate the terms of
Beware.
increased.
Fuck, he got empowered up big time.
Oh. Okay, next thing.
Shot calls defensives.
I'm gonna darkness on shot.
Beware.
Easy.
We can use defensives on the next one if we get another one.
shit, guys. Shit.
Violates the terms of use.
Fucking tank was getting.
I don't think we even need the void. Because we can get the pats if we need it. Alright, when these guys are around 30, I'm gonna. I would say do the emissary pack up top before the pats. Just so shit doesn't get weird. That mob on top of the rocks and that should be good. I don't think we need this one to our left.
Nah.
I don't even think we need these pats. I'll stun this orange.
All you restart.
I'll be putting a binding shot down near the boss for the first set of ads, so just kite him to the boss to get snared.
I can't bop one person, so I'll probably
Alright, binding down at boss.
I marked myself as just
Got
trying
a
not
tar
to
down
sneeze.
too, near me.
Bopping,
Yours remedies.
shit.
When the next set comes out, just bring him to the boss and I'll binding shot him again. Binding down the boss. And a tar trap.
Beware.
The ground will consume you.
We just need 1%
Yeah, we'll just kill the first mob after the third boss.
Okay, yeah.
One little pack with the mechanic.
Awesome.
Is it better to go right or straight? Yeah, straight through the middle.
Straight through the middle.
Yeah, I have Aug, but we better be tridents down right.
Yeah. And I'll feign death, and I'll also be able to try to be res too. Attention to res.
If you wanna stop the race, use mega explode looking for Azurite. Have a fistful.
Beware.
Ah, motherfucker.
Beware.
Alright, bring it back in the middle. Oh, try to set near healing range.
Beware. 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 Beware.
Alright, I'm gonna be going right and kind of when we get to
fucking missile loves me. You're the only range. I thought I could target healers though too. I mean, I suppose it's better when it targets me. Still gonna bitch though.
I feel it.
Take some high caliber carnage!
Coming for your third point.
Nah, it's on remedies.
Wow.
And well, after I said something, he fucking jinxed him.
Good shit, good.
Easy money. I finally got rid of this fucking 15. Thank you guys.